welcome to the Humanities 101 course, which is being reborn this morning after an interval of 20 years. And we are so happy that this is taking place, that our rector, our former rector, our provost, many faculty members are here, because this is a very exciting new beginning for us. And you will find out that this course will make a difference in your life. Bir ders aldım, hayatım değişti diyeceksiniz. Because here you will be exposed to aspects of culture which you have probably never been exposed to in your school lives before. And for our initial lecture, this most important lecture, we have Professor Cemal Kafadar from the History Department of Harvard University, no less. May I turn the field over to you?
Greetings. Let me begin by saying
for the conclusion. Everything goes down.
Anyway, let me begin by saying it's a great honor for me. Honestly, I consider it my honor to be opening this great venture of my colleagues here at Boğaziçi University, the university of my heart for all times. And I consider it a particular honor to address you, some distinguished guests, and even more distinguished first-year students. In my opinion, this is all for you, and I don't think it's simply my opinion. I really hope that you will benefit from the course. I will just try to give you a few tips and ideas as to what I think such a course in the humanities ought to imply, how one ought to approach it, etc. And I also appreciate the fact that you are all here, given the unfortunate timing of 1 week school, then 10 days of a break with the Bayram. I heard that many schools, many universities started with less than half full classes, even last week. So I appreciate the fact you are here. Thank you. Now, what is the use of a course like this, I thought, when I was preparing my comments, and how should you approach it? How would I approach it if I were in your place? Several entries in Ekşi Sözlük refer to humanities courses at different universities, of course in Turkey, as either işkence, torture, or they look back at the courses, usually many years after they have taken those courses, with some serious nostalgia. Depends on what you really made with it, ultimately. You can approach the course in one of two ways, as far as I am concerned, and this is like the mythical beast in the collection of mythical beasts of Woody Allen. I don't know if you ever read that one. He speaks about the mythical beast. One of the mythical beasts in his book is a lion, which has the head of a lion and the body of a lion, but the head and the body are not of the same lion. So you can make with this course something like a course in broadening your encyclopedic information. Genel kültür, as one says in that wonderful Turkish phrase. You can approach it as a course in genel kültür, and that you might find very useful for you, very beneficial, work hard at it, and you may enjoy that too. There's nothing wrong in and of itself in that approach, but it's extremely limited, and it may eventually, especially if your heart is not in it, turn into işkence, as some of the authors of Ekşi Sözlük have described. Or, to turn to the body of the beast, you can make it into a means for personal development, for empowering yourselves to question various givens about life in general, but definitely about university education, about what you will be having, what you will be exposed to in your classes. In other words, you can use this course to develop tools and implements that you will acquire and sharpen here in this course, and then you will have, and tools and implements that you will eventually apply to all sorts of other areas of learning, not just in your classes. The course description says that it is designed to introduce students to cultures East and West. There's some mixture of both in the syllabus I've seen. Ancient and modern, which have over time impacted and interacted with their own culture, namely with your own culture, and thus to encourage critical reflection on this wide cultural heritage. Critical reflection is a key word here, and I'll say more. With emphasis on philosophy, literature, arts, political thought, science, and religion. That's a tall order. Philosophy, literature, arts, political thought, science, and religion. But all of that with a historical perspective, I hope. And obviously, I speak as a historian. Excuse me, but I really have to. As I said, all of that, whatever parts you do, whatever components you cherish and go along with of that tall order, I assume, I imagine, I hope you will approach with a historicizing attitude. What do I mean by that? And I have to talk about that a little bit. You must learn to avoid, in other words, essentializing an ahistorical thinking. Long words, but you also have to come to terms with the fact that in order to discuss some sophisticated, some interesting, some empowering and enriching notions, you will have to learn, you will have to confront some long words. And please do not fall into the trap which I see in many circles in Turkey, in the United States, wherever I have taught courses, of not using dictionaries or using dictionaries only by the force of the gun. Please, make peace as early as you can in your training with dictionaries and with some long words as they are called for in debating, discussing, as I said, enriching, analyzing, etc.